Hello, YouTube. This is Imran, your magical mystic, founder of Magical Mystic Divinity Academy, co-founder of the Syndicate, TV personality on Moments of Mindfulness, which airs Fridays at 4 p.m. on Fox KARD 14 here in Louisiana, as well as best-selling author, also known as Lucretia Hayes. So today I want to talk to you guys, just a short little message about getting yourself in alignment so that you can move forward with success. A lot of times, the reason why we don't actually have success is because we fail to actually plan. So, there are times when I have been introduced to information, okay? Like, for instance, back in 2016 or so, James Davis, which was my one of my mentors when I was in network marketing, he mentioned to me about cryptocurrency. And, I was slow to act. And part of that was because I didn't take the time to do the research. So I was disengaged. Well, January the 1st this year, I just started investing in cryptocurrency and have already doubled my money, which that's saying something. That's major for me. But had I started when he first mentioned it, when he was starting, then I would be a multi-millionaire in just cryptocurrency, okay? With not a whole lot of investment because everything was so much more inexpensive, okay? Much more affordable. There have been times when I've been introduced to information about or opportunities to invest in other things as well. Like I remember my very first tax return, I had an opportunity to invest in Home Depot. It was $500 at the time to get in. But I didn't know anything about investing. I felt very insecure, so I didn't move, and I missed that opportunity. Now we know there's Home Depots everywhere, right? And so a lot of us are missing opportunities because we're insecure with the knowledge that we have. Some of us are missing opportunities because we're not prepared when the opportunity comes. This year, do not let this be a year where your savings account is on empty the whole year. Begin to put something up because almost any opportunity you're going to ever run into is going to cost something. Whether you have to pay for the education to continue that opportunity. For instance, right now, I'm taking classes about farming and agricultural land as well as commercial property and the development thereof, zoning. All of this stuff, I'll be honest, it's like, oh my God. It's to me, it's harder than me trying to learn Japanese, which I'm also signed up for a Japanese course. And I ain't gonna act like I know and understand everything that I'm reading and I'm hearing, but I'm present and I'm paying attention and I'm taking notes. And it may take me a little while to truly assimilate that new knowledge into my life. But we're talking about almost $20,000 worth of classes and courses and meetings, and because some of the big brow meetings cost a lot of money just to go. But it costs money to take advantage of opportunities. And so a lot of you don't amass money because it seems like saving $5 a week ain't gonna, amount to anything. And that's where you mess up. That's where you minimize. Here's what happens if you start with just $5 a week, because you got to understand having a savings is a part of being prepared for success. If you start with just $5 a week, at the end of a regular month, you've saved $20. If you decided to go take that $20 out, it ain't much you can do with it. It's not impressive, okay? But at the end of a year, 52 weeks for $5, okay, you've saved $260 in a year. Now, that don't sound impressive either, but let me explain to you what's going to happen, because that's not what that's going to look like. You're going to start off saving $20 a month, basically on them 4-week months, right? And you're going to be saving $5 a week, right? But by the time you get to the end of 52 weeks, you're probably going to have something like $500 or $600. Here's how that happens. And I'm not talking about interest or anything like that. As we begin to save, we realize we have more to save. Right now, in your mind, you have nothing to save. You are really maxed out. But once you peel that first $5 off and you put it up and you don't touch it anymore and you realize nothing bad happened, you're going to grow some courage somewhere throughout that year. And then you're going to put 10. And then you're going to look over here and you're going to be like, I got an extra $100. Let me go and put that in there too. And then after a while, as you see it growing, you're going to start wanting to move more and more into savings, so to speak. It costs money to live. And there are some people who will get on YouTube, get on Patreon, get on Instagram, get on Clubhouse, and some more stuff. And they'll demonize money, and they'll demonize wealth, and they'll demonize prosperity, and they'll demonize those who want to be successful. And meanwhile, they're in their demonization of this thing. They're seeking success too. They're seeking agreement. If they didn't want agreement, they wouldn't do videos. They wouldn't do posts. They're looking also for the same thing, and they just want to capitalize on people who really, really believe that they can never have what it is that they desire. Now, another part, because you need something that you can invest into making your life better. But another part of preparation is really being with yourself long enough to know, hey, I think that what would really make me happy, and it's okay to just be thinking, you don't really know. You've never had the experience. And it's okay to have the experience and change your mind. Like, no, that ain't. That ain't what it do. Let me find something else real quick, right? But it's okay to sit down with yourself and figure out what you really want to do and who you really want to be and how you want your days to proceed. So you sit and you think, I think I would really like to just teach, or I would love to be able to take care of myself just writing. I would love to be able to be on the radio or whatever. You may think that your dreams can't come true. I am 45, my loves, 45. I've been on TV now for 2 years. I have been on the radio. So we're talking a 42, 43-year-old woman who was getting opportunities now all of a sudden that, of course I would have loved to have in my 20s. But in my 20s, I didn't have enough of the knowledge that I needed, nor did I have that balance of spirit and heart and soul to where I had something to offer. And so even though it happened, I'll be honest, when I was 20, I was like, this got to happen soon, because it don't even mean nothing if it happens when I'm 40 or when I'm 50, because y'all know how I go. We kind of be feeling like 40 and 50 is old, especially when we're in our teenage years and 20. When we're 30, we don't know what old is yet, because we're still waiting to feel older. We know we're older than 20, but we're not 50 yet. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's one of those things. You think you got to be in a hurry, but the reality is the best way to go forward and to move that process along speedily is to be completely invested in yourself, present with yourself. The more that you're present with yourself and the more that you're giving yourself the opportunity to make self-honoring decisions and to live out of your own truth, the quicker you're going to find success, because you got to understand the true definition of success is that you are proud of who you are. You enjoy your life as it is. That is success. And regardless of what people say, success don't mean you got to be a millionaire or billionaire, but whatever it is that defines success, it will involve money. That's just the world that we live in. It costs money to pay, bills. Even if you pay your house off, you will always be paying taxes, Then there's water, and then there's food, and then there's, an endless array of things, clothing and the like. So money has never been your enemy. So one little thing that you definitely want to do, and this is just a tip, of course you guys can do what you want. But one of the things that a lot of you really need to do is to go back and fix your relationship with money. Stop demonizing it. Stop saying, I don't even need that much money. Money ain't everything. And stop feeling like you need to justify the fact that right now you may be poor or right now you may be struggling. I have been poor. I have walked in the rain at that. I have had to bum rides. I have had my lights disconnected. I have had my water disconnected, and I'm pretty sure my gas disconnected. I'm pretty sure I have. I have been unable to pay my phone bill before. I grew up in poverty. So I understand what that feels like. And sometimes it's just so shameful. And some people would love to make you feel even more ashamed, okay? But even so, until you embrace that money is not the enemy. It's not because money exists that you're poor. Before there were coins, there were always those who had nothing, because you cannot live without anything. Okay? You got to eat. You got to have something to throw in your body. You got to. And there are always those who have had more than some others. And that's just the nature of life. Now, a lot of people get into these arguments about what should be and what shouldn't be, and you got to stay out of that argument. If you really want to be successful, forget. That's the YouTube version of if it. Forget about what shoulda, coulda, woulda. Just let that shit go altogether. I think I can get away with that one cuss word. Okay. Let that go, and then embrace what you want, what you desire, and then turn that into a goal, meaning what you're going after. That gives you direction, and you can become successful. Sitting around complaining about how it shouldn't be this hard only makes it harder. You got to be prepared for success. To prepare for success, you got to know who you are. You got to know what you want. You got to know which direction you're going. You got to have something put aside to get you there. And if you don't have money, don't fret. Like, well, that's cool, but I ain't working right now, and I'm living with my mama. And if I get $3 in a week, I'm lucky. So it ain't no savings that can be done. Don't worry about it. When I first met some of my mentors that have mentored me and given me like the game, you know what? I had no money. And I told them that right up front. It's like, I really want you to teach me. I ain't got no money, but I tell you what, I got a great set of skills. And I know how to write grants, and I know how to do this, and I know how to do that, and I could do this, and I could do that. Like, let me help you. I'm willing to give you what I do have because I don't have any money. And I have never been turned down. Never. And most of the time, they don't even want nothing from me. Just the fact that I come ready to do reciprocity with them. When you don't have money, that means you got a lot of something else. The scales, loves, are always in our favor. We just hadn't been taught to see it that way, and we hadn't been taught how to count up our assets. If you're beautiful, that's an asset. If you're well-spoken, that's an asset. You can spell real well, that's an asset. If you're friendly, asset. If you're hard-nosed and outspoken and tell a person about their MF and self, like me, that's an asset too. So there's all these things about you that you've been not really paying attention to. Those are assets, and somebody is looking for those things. Somebody needs those things. And if you will sit with yourself long enough to see what is it that composes Rain, you and you. What composes? What am I made up of? Frogs and snails and puppy dog tails. That's what little boys are made of. Sugar and spice and everything nice. That's what little girls are made of, they say. What are you made of? If you have absolutely no money, but you have breath, meaning that's still going on, and you're present to see this video, there's hope for you. I know when you get off this video and you go look around, whatever your circumstances may be, they may bully you sometimes and make you think, man, if this girl only knew, she can't possibly know what it's like to be here, or there. You know, she can't know, but I do know. Do you know, a quick story just to let you know just how well aligned I am. When I married my third husband, I gotta count them. So when I married my third husband, who was Lindsay Hayes, whose last name I still carry, with Lucretia Hayes, right? When I married him, we were both, and neither one of us had shit. I just said out and out and out. We didn't have shit. So we had got engaged, and it was funny how things came about. One of my good friends in California, who I still have never met face to face, she bought my wedding dress, and my ex-boyfriend gave my husband a suit for us to get married in. I know, y'all. And my ex-boyfriend's best friend bought our wedding cake, and some more people bought the party favors. And it was just, everybody came together to give us a wedding. And the preacher who married us actually gave us a house to live in, because the night before the wedding, we slept in the car. And we didn't probably have to. I ain't gonna act like we had to, but we just chose. It's like, yeah, we'll just sleep right here tonight. We didn't know what we was gonna do the next day. We did know we was getting married. You know what I'm saying? We got up that next day. We took a shower. We got dressed. I was at my friend's house. He was with his friends, and we were doing our thing. And then we met up at the church, and everybody was giving us gifts. And the preacher called him to the side and said, I got a house. Now, he had no idea what had happened. That's just divine providence. I got a house. It's not in the best of shape, but it was my auntie's, and nobody's there, and we don't want it to go down. It needs somebody living in it, so y'all could just live there for free. What? Just like that. Now, if you follow me on Facebook, you don't hear me talk about this house. You heard me talk about this house a few times. But the point was, that's just how low I have been. He has been. I know a lot of people who have been in low places, and then we all just kept trugging along, and we made ourselves into something else. We changed our life circumstances, and you can't afford to give up hope. That is another one. That is a big one. You cannot afford, no matter how low you think you're sinking, you cannot afford to be punked by life and circumstances. Know who you are. Know what you want. Know where you're going. And own it, and don't be ashamed of it. Right to this day, people still attack me because I'm wealthy and they're poor. And they feel like they should have been able to be wealthy right along with me. And they never will look at themselves and see what they didn't do that I was present to do. I built my wealth from within myself. What was true for me in every moment. And that is still the way I'm building my wealth. Everything that I'm getting paid to do is just an expression of myself. It's nothing else at all. You can do it too. You deserve that life too. But no one can give it to you. You have to decide on it and then go toward it and point your energy that way. And the less distractions out here, the quicker you're going to get there. The more you're committed to that, and the more you point all of your resources, that mean everything you know and feel and all the things that you're doing and everything that you have possession of, you start pointing it that direction, how can you fail? Even if you don't get what you originally set out to get, you're going to always end up in a better place. Always. Sometimes we go through some redirects. Okay, we do. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I'm heading this way and someone cut me off and do this, but I always end up in a better place. And that's the truth. So I wish for you guys nothing but ultimate success, because you absolutely deserve it. And I want you to take time to get prepared. Put your savings together. Don't let this year end with you being broke. Decide that now, even if you ain't got a dime in your pocket, because by your own divine decree, that's what you should live. So make that decision now. Decide who you are and what you want and where you're going. And I promise you, you will not regret it. It's time well spent. Y'all have a great day. Visit me at www.magicalmystic.com, or for classes, divinityacademy.com. And I'll see you soon.